Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today we're going to be doing an update on my Taming the Stash video series. So, last month, well, it's still February, but at the beginning of the month, I showed you guys this tote and this bin kind of overflowing with a whole bunch of yarns, and I said that's what I was primarily going to focus on, and I did. So I have added to this tote. This is some miscellaneous neutrals. Like, this is some ice yarn. This is a one-off skein of Red Heart, maybe? No, Premier Basics. This is a Premier Basics half skein. We have some various brands of black here. Bernat's, one skein of Bernat satin, some half skeins of Impeccable. So I did separate this out. This was a double layer. This whole thing was full. So technically I did work down like half of what was in the tote, even though my tote is still obviously very full. But this is now my neutrals base to work from, which is great. Over here, we have the colors. So we still have some ice yarn, some Mary Maxim yarn. This is an I Love This yarn, some Impeccable. These are some Vanna Choices in here. This is a Super Saver. So I'm going to continue focusing on these. This is some, I'm going to make pumpkins out of this. It's not quite as day glow in person as it's reading. Like, it's reading pink and red on my camera right now. But it is a very bright orange, but even though it's a neon orange, it doesn't read quite as neon when it's by itself. So I did want to share with you guys. So I did finish the one blanket I shared with you guys, and I'll pop a picture like in here somewhere. That is using the Addy. It started with the yarns here, but I did end up pulling from my yarn wall to get all the colors I wanted because I decided I wanted it in brights. Now I have started another one in pastels. We're starting off with this. This was the first one I used. Then I did this one. The next color up will be this Karen 1 pound that I found while I was stash diving. That's why that's kind of separated out over there. So that I've already started a pastels or pastels blanket. I will be using some corals that I have, some peaches that I have, some pinks that I have. I have a whole bunch of pinks that will coordinate to this. So I've got to like narrow it down to like 2 colors of pink. Like I said, I did start with this one, so we'll see where that ends up. I may throw in like an off-white or something. Anyway, so I did the blanket. I did get sidetracked a little bit with the sport weight yarn that I shared with you guys, where I found these. They were actually sitting in a bin under that window when I cleaned up down here. Look, curtains. We have curtains. So this is what I got done aside from the blanket. So we have many, many hat sets and ear warmer sets. There are a lot. It's 2 stacked deep. So that's where we started off. And I do have, there's a stack of things to be finished upstairs. Plus, you know, there's a good group in my basket. This is what I was telling you guys. So I make everything with waste yarn pretty much. Get it onto the waste yarn, and then I can take this upstairs and work on it. Clearly my station is set up down here to actually do the cranking, mostly because the screwdriver makes a whole lot of noise. But I did add this to what I'm working on now. I have already done 3 tubes using these. These are mass-produced sock weight yarns. I have some Woolite, some Croy. This is some Bernat socks. We have some Premier wool-free sock. These are some old Joann's yarns, the when I very first started sock making. We have some Lion Brand sockies. I actually had 2 of this green color, so I'm using that, and I'm using these 3 at a time to crank out tubes. I'm doing 300 rows. I'm planning on probably doing 11 or 12 tubes total, and that's going to be a blanket. So I have 3 already done. This is what I already have started pulled out. I do have, like, there's some Mary Maxim. This is like, yeah, it's Footloose. And we have some bamboo sock here. So it's going along nicely. Three strands seems to be the perfect amount. It is a very dense blanket, so this is going to be a very heavy, warm throw. I do have to decide how I want to border that one off. But very happy that progress is being made here. I do have this still to work on, which is great. Now that I showed you guys this stack, I can start like piecing things out and like putting things in the storage totes that go in. Over here, see, we were going reverse of last month. I took you from the craft room out into the hallway. So I have not touched any of the totes with Erica's yarn in it yet. This is the yarn Erica gifted me out of her stash when she did her big stash clean out. A lot of these two totes will be used to border like the granny square blankets and the corner to corners. Hi, Banner. He's just going about his cat business. So up here, I have started pulling things together for my next wave of things to go to the knitting machine. These are some single skeins of Premier Basics that I had left over from other projects. This one may actually go upstairs, as I do have another fall color blanket combo up there that I've been working with. These are some sport and DK weight yarns I have pulled. Some will probably become prayer shawls. Probably doing the same two held together method that I've been doing with the cakes. Some, like this one, I really want to work up on the knitting machine because I think these will make really fun hats and scarves to donate. So we do have, this is too deep. I don't know how well you can really see that. Yeah, you can see ball band there, ball band there. So we got too deep here. Then, Banner going about Banner business again. What's he doing? You're a beautiful boy. He's such a beautiful little man. All right, so into the craft room. Clearly, I'm still sorting things. So these are some acrylic sock weight yarns that I'm not sure I want to put in the blanket, but I'm definitely not going to make socks out of them. These are some sock sets that I found as I was going through things. We have this beautiful set that Debbie, the Canadian crocheter, gave me. This is one that I got from Christmas last year. This is one I got from the Yarn Crawl 2021, the Charlotte area Yarn Crawl. This is a Yarnable Hypnotic Yarns set. This is from the Southern Comforts Fiber Market 2021. So, like, these have all been hidden for me. I did not know where these were in my stash. This is probably from this past year, so 2022 Southern Comfort Fiber Market, because I bought a Halloween set in 2021. But I want those to be in a place where I can easily find them. My basket that was meant for ALC and Yarnable is now just ALC and Yarnable again. I don't have any more yarn sitting on top of my future Worsted Weight Advent Calendar stuff. Of my Knit Picks Felici and Stroll, I want to make these socks immediately. I had two solid skeins, two solid skeins, and I paired them off immediately to 3 stripes. So we'll do solid heel toe cuff, but in particular, I want to get that hamburger yarn made with the brown heel toe cuff. So I did set these aside for an immediate project, so they are sitting there to be used immediately. My cubes here are looking a little bit better. So we have Queen City yarns separated by themselves here, and then we have other hand-dyeds, and now we actually have room in here again. My big pile that was here is now no longer in here. We just have the True Boo, which is awesome. But we do have yarns that have not been put up. So as good as this feels, it's not quite as good as it looks. I have started another container of Sport and DK weight yarns I know I want to immediately use in projects. And somehow, starting on Saturday, we started a reorganization of the yarn wall. It started by wanting to go through those skeins of mass-produced yarns to pull what I wanted to turn into this scrappy blanket. Now we have multiples. So these are sock skeins that I have multiples of. I just bought that from Meridian Millhouse to make a sweater. These are the ones that I got from the Hobby Lobby sale not too long ago. These were blueprint yarns. This is a Mrs. Crosby, I believe. And I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Knit Picks Titmouse that I want to use to make a sweater. This is a linen blend and Oasis from Knit Picks, or Knit Crate, I mean. These are Knit Crate yarns. 2 of these. This is one of the ones I was looking for at Christmas that kind of set off this whole, like, I can't find what I'm looking for stuff, because I knew I had more than one of this beautiful sparkly pink. This back there, this is just us sitting here for the moment, but this is all my variegated and speckled Knit Picks yarn. My Brights small batch dyer or indie dyer, including my beautiful kit from my husband for Christmas. This is the rest of my hand dyeds that I have sorted up on the wall. And these are just all different dyers. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Sorry, that was a phone call I had to take. So, anyway, rest of my hand dyeds. We have all solid skeins, or more or less solid skeins. Most of these are Knit Picks yarns, to be fair. Some of these will probably come out to other projects. Then we have solid hanks, or slightly tonal hanks. These are, as I so elegantly marked it, stripe and variegated sock skeins. So a lot of these are like the Croy. I did put like this in there, but you can see. I shared a picture of this bin on Instagram. This is the same kind of thing, but not well organized. Some of these are older sock yarns that back in the day when I thought I wanted to cake things and have things caked. I have not gone through the rest of these properly. But I did go through all the sock yarns. And I'm kind of mad at myself because that kind of forced me to start going through sport and DK weight. So we have all cottons. And you can tell I have 4 sweater quantities. I kept finding more and more of these two. These are Knit Crate yarns. And I had some of this pink and like 4 different cubbies. So I don't know where that came from, but these go 2 and 3 deep too. So most of this is, like combined sweater quantities, or they were made to, like I bought 4 of each of these to be a sweater. This could easily be a sweater. The gray and the pink separately obviously are sweater quantities. I bought these 2 to be sweaters. This is Knit Picks Brava Sport. And then another paint and stripes. Like that's, I don't know why it worked out that way. This is just Premier. We have Premier Bloom and Premier Nordica. And I know I have some more Nordica somewhere. So I've got to find that and put that here. These are random sport weights. And up here, I think is now all wools. So like this will actually go back up there. This is a sport weight wool from Knit Crate many moons ago. I think all of this is sport and DK weight wool now. So I will sort these, and that's the next thing to do. I have some of these I need to pull out to do on the knitting machine. Like I only have 2 of that black one up there, but I've got a lot of the peach and I've got a lot of the blue, but this one, no, that's the same peach one. This one, I think I want to pull out and do on the knitting machine. And then we start moving into where my sport and worsted is blended. So, I mean, visually, I don't think it looks that different. Also, I have these that need to be, this is sport weight wool, so that'll go on the top. But some of these I think are worsted, and I need to make heads or tails of that. So I'm not sure right now this looks any different, really. Any better. I mean, I guess this visually looks a lot better. Minus where I've got things just sitting there waiting to be moved into their new slots over here. I guess this looks a lot more organized and I can definitely see better what's in there. I think this looks a lot different just because there aren't so many random hanks. And I did forget to show you guys. I have a random stack of Lolo Did It. So we have a stack of Lolo Did It and a stack of Queen City that I'm not quite sure where I want to put because I have enough of their yarns as individual dyers that I kind of want to keep them together, like all the fingering weights together. So kind of like how I have all my ALC and yarnables in this basket. I kind of maybe need to do the same thing. But like the bin that was sitting here beside this one is now obviously no longer here. It has now been put on the wall. There are yarns here that I would like to get up on the wall. I feel like a difference has been made. I've gone through all of this one, 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 this one. I know what this is. I don't really need to go through this one. So we've gone through 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 cubbies on this wall so far. Where I've laid hands on every skein. You could actually moved things down because these actually are sport weight, not fingering weight like I thought they were. Yeah, that's a lot of progress really. Plus, you know, just the random things I've picked up around the room. I obviously still have a lot of things that need proper homes though. So progress has been made. I do need to pick my 4 skeins for this week's shawl. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I found more doubles. So these are some more, like, I have more than one fingering weight skein over here. So I'm not done by any stretch of the imagination. I am not done, but I'm making progress. And that was the goal, was to make progress. Maybe by the time I'm done going through all the sport and DK weight, I'll be able to clear this cube. I can put this up there and put my other thing of doubles over here. And maybe I can do it on the right-hand side of that cube and then put my Lolo Did It and Queen City together there. I do have some shelf dividers that I can use down here. I actually bought them for my bedroom closet because I've been reorganizing that as well. So far, I've only pulled 1 skein out of this stuff. I feel accomplished, but I feel like it's not obvious yet that changes have been made. I would like to, once I'm done kind of pulling things out I want to immediately use from fingering, sport DK, and worsted, if I have a whole bunch of holes showing up, I would like to maybe start taking some of the stuff in the Erica's boxes and maybe putting them up on the wall like I did when I did the I Love This Yarn section. And converting the usage of those bins then into holding like the stuff that I'm pulling down to be used on the knitting machine. And that way I can start, you know, like, I know this was purchased for one single blanket project. And then I can maybe start like doing the same thing where I'm grouping more things together here on the wall that kind of make more logical sense. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update, and I still ended up talking way too long. But we're going to start working with this. We're going to start working with these and these. And now he's in the window. We'll start working more with these again. And we have all of these that I'm working through. And I do have some other yarns I'm willing to add into this project. So if I feel like I'm going through too much, and as I'm going, I forgot to share with this, you guys. So I got these on Amazon just because I like storage that keeps things dust free. So I'm going to grab another one for the ones I already have down here. But as I'm going, I'm pulling out 20 grams. And these can be another separate advent calendar for me to play with. Probably next year, maybe for Christmas in July. I did it. To me, December is a very quiet month for me. But July, I have a lot more time to be able to do fun project stuff, if that makes sense. Anyway, these are the scraps that I'm just, I've got another sock weight scrap project upstairs I've been working on slowly. So these will probably go to that. And these are the labels that are duplicates for things in here. I did keep the labels with these so I can mark what they are as I'm unboxing things. But anyway, I love you guys. I will see you on Thursday for a regular show and tell. I do have some things in the show and tell to share with you guys this week. And as well as that, Saturday, I believe we will have an unboxing and sharing of my Yarnable and my ALC for this month. So I love you guys, and I will see you real soon.